Do you know what it feels like to be erased? Out of sight, out of mind, invisible, silenced, and increasingly desperate because you don't know what to do. Millions of Afghan women are facing the same fate as they are on the last cusp of visibility because those who had promised to bring forward change, peace, and prosperity, a new Afghanistan, are busy shoving down restrictions after restrictions down their throat. On Tuesday, Human Rights Chief of United Nations rang the alarm bell for the umpteenth time over the unprecedented rise in gender-based crimes, while imploring the rest of the world to open their eyes to what living hell Afghanistan had become, asking, wondering, what next? He pointed towards just as worrisome of incidents. A general sense of impunity, a general sense of freedom enjoyed by those who were busy twisting fundamental human rights to their own whims. It has been 2 years since the fall of Kabul. For over 2 years, Afghan Taliban have been ruling the streets with weapons that once belonged to their enemies. However, they were very quick to forget their own share of promises that had ensured their rise to power. Before coming to power, Afghan Taliban had talked about an inclusive society, how they had changed their approach towards women. However, soon after coming to power, the first series of restrictions focused upon the rights of livelihood, confining women into four walls of their houses. First came upon the restrictions of livelihood, education. As of now, Afghanistan is one of the only countries of the world where women do not enjoy any right to secondary or tertiary education. Their rights to livelihood have been stripped away. Taliban viewed an increasingly regressive patriarchal society where women would be pushed against the wall, to the fringes perhaps. By closing down international organizations and shuttering government departments that used to fight the fight for fundamental human rights, Afghan Taliban paved the way for their own regressive policies. Their last proverbial nail in the coffin came in the form of restrictions against expression and visibility in the public sphere. In a country where women had just begun to take leadership roles, women had just begun to shine through the darkness. The same country does not allow women to lead in any form whatsoever. The Taliban government, which composes entirely of men, does not allow any woman to take charge or position of power. As authorities continue to enforce rules after rules against women's participation in public life, all the rest of the countries can do is wave the usual flag of sanctions. Those sanctions don't hold true because they have not been able to keep Afghanistan government tied to their promises. Many governments around the world are condemning Taliban actions, but apparently that is not enough. Taliban women are increasingly wary of their commitment to their welfare. They wonder, for how many times would they have to jump before the world, yell at them, look at us, we are dying? The condemnations must follow suit. Afghanistan thrives as a graveyard of dreams, dreams of those who wish to touch skies. However, no administration, however delusional, cannot close its eyes forever to the fact that its peace and prosperity relies on the contribution of both men and women.